Hello, Gideon, Aiden, and Teddy. I want to talk to you about the month of March right now. The month of March is a pretty exciting month. We have a lot of things going on in our family and in the world. March is the month that we have Gideon's birthday and cousin Nora's birthday on the same day, March 10th, which is going to be Wednesday. Also, March is the month whenever spring begins, which Daddy is looking forward to and Mommy is not, which is sort of strange. March 7th is the anniversary of the day that Mommy and Daddy bought this house. So that's a very important day that we like to think about. And this year, we're also in the middle of Lent during March. Now, what is Lent? Lent is the 40 days that come before we celebrate Easter. Now, we haven't talked about Easter in probably about a year, and I know that you guys remember that on Easter, the Easter Bunny comes, and we have baskets, and we dye eggs, and we get to go look for eggs here at the house, and we get to go up to Aunt Laura's, and we get to do the Easter egg hunt there. I know you remember those things about Easter, but I also want you to remember why we do those things at all. Easter was the day that Jesus came out of the tomb after he had been dead for 3 days, and he was alive again. His resurrection. That means he was dead, and then he became alive. So before Easter, Jesus has to die, right? He has to be dead for 3 days. So 3 days before Easter, that's whenever we have what's called Good Friday. And Good Friday is the day every year whenever we remember how Jesus died on the cross. And Gideon, I think that you remember very well what happened and how Jesus ended up on the cross with the Roman soldiers and the Jews. And we'll talk more about those things too. Before Good Friday, the very night before, is Maundy Thursday. And on Maundy Thursday, we remember the Last Supper, which is whenever Jesus began communion. He started it with his 12 special friends, his disciples, up in a room with bread and wine, just like we do at church. And he also washed their feet, which I know is a little crazy. So maybe this year for Maundy Thursday, we will practice having our own Lord's Supper, and maybe even we will wash our feet. Wash each other's feet. You guys can wash Daddy's feet. Before Maundy Thursday, we have Palm Sunday. And that is a day whenever we remember when Jesus rode into town, into Jerusalem, I think. We'll have to check that one. On the donkey. And people were so excited about him that day that they were waving their palm leaves and they were talking about how Jesus was their king. And then before that, we just have many, many days, 33 days, I believe, where we are getting ready for all of those things. That's a lot to get ready for. We have to get ready for remembering the day that Jesus was celebrated as king, the day that he spent that last night with his disciples doing the bread and the wine, the day that the Roman soldiers and the Jews killed him on the cross, and he told Barabbas, the thief next to him, that today Barabbas would be with him in paradise. Then there are the 3 days that Jesus spent in hell beating up Satan, which is kind of fun to think about. And then on Easter, the reason we get to be so happy and excited is because that's whenever Jesus came back. And he came back because he beat Satan up. And that is why we don't really have to worry too much about Satan at all. We just need to believe in Jesus. So, Easter is in the very beginning of April, but we're going to be spending all the rest of March getting ready for it. And this time that we spend getting ready for Easter, like I said, is called Lent. L-E-N-T. Lent. Okay, boys, that's enough about that. And we will go on to